Hello everyone, I'm River Fox and welcome to the channel. Now today I wanted to do a quick video for you just to try and help some people out on the best and quickest ways to complete the Cram Session event. Now this is the new event that came out with the 12.20 update. And it's called the Cram Session because it's supposed to be a cram missions in order to get a lot of decent rewards like schematic XP, hero XP, you can get perk ups and even evolution materials and things from these. So it's quite a good thing to do, but they can seem quite daunting and you might think they're going to take a very long time to complete. But I've got some good tips for you, so we are going to get straight into a mission now, and I will show you exactly the best places to find and complete these separate stages of the Cram Session. So I will see you in a moment. Okay then, so for part 1 it is called Let's Explore, and we need to fully explore zones in successful missions in a certain power level. And of course the number of zones and the power level of the zones will go up the higher the stages that you go. So to actually unlock the map and fully explore the map, now when you first spawn into a mission it will look something similar to this with all the fog, and all you will literally need to do is travel around the entire map, clear off that fog, and it will normally pop up then on the top left of the screen, just where it's got at the moment repair the shelter, go to shelter just above my webcam. It will pop up there and say that you have fully explored, and that is it. So I'm going to go around the map now just so that you can see what it will look like once you have fully explored the map. There we are, and that is what will pop up. It will say zones explored and it will show the exploration badge, and when you go on to the map then literally it will be like this. There will be hardly any fog left on the map. So that is literally all that you would need to do for clearing the map, and you do need to just make sure that you do complete your mission with a victory for it to count. Otherwise, if you do fail or if you do leave the mission early, then it will not count. You will need to go through and do it again. And also just make sure that you are going into the correct power level for the mission. But that is part 1. So let's get on to part 2 now. Now, part 2 then is called Treasure Hunt, where you need to loot chests in successful missions in a certain power level zone. And the number of chests that you have to loot in each one will again go up with each stage. And I mean, they are pretty self-explanatory. You will find the chests literally dotted here, there and everywhere. And it doesn't matter whether it's a level 1 chest, a level 5 chest, whichever chests they are, as long as you find those, then that will count. Again, just make sure that you do actually complete your mission with a victory for them to count. So I mean, they are pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to show you all different chests and things. They're totally random where they will be. Good places to look though would be in buildings. Now I have come into a grasslands because there are sort of few buildings in the grasslands, and generally, oh there we are, generally you will find them in the buildings. So you would just literally loot that chest, and again it will pop up and it will say normally how many you have completed. If we just go on here, so let's see, there we are, we've found one of the 5 treasure chests. Now with the treasure chests and the Safecracking and the Let's Explore, they will all be able to be completed by other people as well. So if you are in missions with other players, then they will be able to find these chests and safes and things for you, and yeah, you'll be able to get those those completed. Sometimes without even finding them all yourself, you'll be able to get it completed. So it's good really to play with other players, because they will at least be able to help you to find them. So that is your chests. As said, quite straightforward. You'll find them literally anywhere. But the next stage then, the safe cracking. Now, again, you need to loot safes in a successful mission in certain power level. And generally, I think it is just the one safe per level. But safes are the hardest bits to find. So that is why I suggest coming into a grasslands or a forest, because as there are less places that you will actually find them, you've got more chance to actually locate some chests. So again, look in bottoms of buildings, tops of buildings. I mean, sometimes you can even get some chests and some safes and things in caves, but not as often in caves. They are normally in buildings themselves, or hidden away under floors. So secret floors that you might find in buildings. I'm gonna have a look around to see if I can actually find any. Oh, there we are. Literally, first building we go into, we found a safe. Now, it doesn't have to be the large safe. It can be the tiny safes as well, but they will count as well. And there we are. That is the safe found. So come, if you can, into forests or grasslands for majority of these, because they will be so much easier to find. And buildings like those are brilliant for finding your safes in, especially in these zones. So the last section actually is the air itself is filled with husks, where you do need to eliminate a certain number of husks. So for that, I'm going to get back into the menu, and I will see you in a second. Now, the final stage of the cram session is called the air itself is filled with husks. And again, in this, you will have various different stages, and the number of husks you need to eliminate and the power level zone you need to go into will increase with each stage. Now, I'm on stage 7 now at the moment, where I've got to kill 1,250 husks in a 34 plus zone. Now, I've been completing all of these in my endurance. I've been running my Canny Valley endurance run quite a bit over the last few days now, just testing out and getting things ready for my endurance run, which incidentally I have now finished the full 30 waves, which that will come out separate. But in the endurance run, pretty much, especially in the Canny Valley run that I was doing, you can quite easily kill 1,250 husks in probably about 2, maybe 3 waves of the endurance, and you do not need to complete the full 30 waves for this to count. So as long as you have killed all of the husks that you need for that stage, so let's just say, for instance, you are on endurance run wave number 3. As long as you make sure that that wave finishes and the next wave starts before you actually select end mission, then that will still count and you will get your rewards at the end of it. If you do cancel it in the middle of a wave, it won't count, it will reset. So do make sure that the wave finishes and you let the next wave of your endurance start before you end the mission, and you can quite easily complete all of these stages in half an hour probably, and it will be so easy to complete. Now, I'm not sure if this will work on your normal storm shield defenses, unless you do complete the actual storm shield. So if you are running a normal SSD in probably Plankerton or Canny Valley, then you should be able to complete quite a few stages of this. The reason I say that the endurance is better is because as you go through the various different waves of the endurance, the husks will get stronger and more powerful. So you can pretty much complete all of the stages. But in your Storm Shield defenses, so if you're in Plankerton, you may only be able to go up to a certain number of stages, and then you won't be able to actually get the husk eliminations because they will be too powerful or not powerful enough for what you need. Same in war games. If you do go into war games, now if it is your own war games that you are hosting, then they will again count. But if you go into somebody else's, then of course you will need to work a lot harder because they're going to have all their traps and everything set up, so they're going to get a lot of the husk kills, whereas you will need to do a lot of shooting and killing of the husks yourselves to make it count. But they will still work in other people's war games, but you're far better off going into your own war games and your own endurance. With the war games, again, you will need to make sure that you do complete the actual war games for it to count. So you will need to complete the full war games mission, whereas the endurance, then as long as you complete that actual wave, then it will count for you. So you will be able to complete that last one so easily. There's no need to be going into normal missions and killing 1,250 husks. I mean, that will probably take you 5 or 6 different missions in order to kill that many husks, whereas in the endurance is probably, it's about 4 or 5 minutes a wave, on average, so about 15 minutes. And yeah, it is done. And even if your endurance isn't fully set up for a full 30 waves, it doesn't matter, because even if it fails, they will still count. So if you can, I would most definitely go into endurance to complete this last one. It will make it so much easier for you. But I hope you do find this video useful. If you do, don't forget to drop a like down below. Smash that subscribe before you go. And if you turn on the notification bell, then you will always get updated of all my content when it comes out. If you do buy anything from the Fortnite store, then please consider using code RiverFox, as it will help me out a great deal with my PC upgrade. And if you do have the time, do check out my Discord and Twitter accounts. The links for those will be in the description down below. But until the next time, I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe, my friends.